Like we could tell from game number 1, and now they're back in playoff. They want to go to that Misses and Brawl. They are ready, and I don't think BlossoM can use that Medivh card anymore, can they?
I think they can use it, but it needs to be done in a more clever way. It cannot be picked that early in the draft. We get the rare Cursed Hollow pick, by the way.
Because it's not banned.
Yeah, this has been highly banned. This is Tempest map pick. They want to snowball this series quickly. Remember, BlossoM banned Sky Temple as well, so that was their snowball map they wanted to prevent. This map can go very fast, can be totally controlled if you win the early game. They won the early game on Infernal, and there was no range damage. This is going to be a little bit different of a story. We're going to see a different draft here. This is where Falstad can have a really big impact. This is where we may see Lockdown make that Falstad appearance, where he can control the map, control the soak, and control the bosses as well.
Oh yes, and Tempest, I think they have prepared a lot. Also, stealing away Genji from Dudu's hands was a brilliant idea, first pick, which we didn't really think of too much. Basically, making him play that Tracer and then picking the Blaze right after. Dude, Tracer found no kills in that game whatsoever. I don't think Dudu can really bring out that Tracer anymore once Tempest has a similar type of drafting like that.
Yeah, I mean, post 10, it's so difficult. That's why they needed to control the early game. Well, one of the many reasons. I think the Garrosh ban we saw last game still holds water here. They look to ban the Medivh. Interesting.
That Genji ban basically screams for that Garrosh. Having Garrosh open.
So they want him to pick Garrosh, I think. Now, I don't think it's first pick worthy. I think there's a lot of better picks here. Malfurion and Hanzo.
They were also
Maiev is still open.
Hanzo?
I like the Hanzo the most because there's so many camps on this map. It's the map that has the most camps. 2 bosses, 2 night camps, siege giant camps. There's a lot of ways you can use Hanzo with quick rotation to control the macro, and you can have a quick boss time to allow double boss potential where you take a boss and then invade the boss at the same time. That Hanzo cannot make you have that possibility, that potential.
Yep, also great map for scatter arrow build to bounce off everywhere and does massive amount of damage, especially after 16 that pierces through the targets. That's why Hanzo's his first pick material on this map, and BOE, I would say first pick Hanzo is almost guaranteed, even in Hero League most of the time.
Maiev coming in,
I believe second time from Tempest.
Yeah, with the Malfurion. This feels like a trap. Do you pick the Stukov here because you want to have that answer to the Warden's Cage?
I actually
don't think you have to.
I don't think there's calling for that Stukov. I think it's more of that Falstad coming out. But Falstad with Hanzo, they have a lot of range, but they're really weak in the back line. If there's anything from the side to target them, okay, so far they will just go around.
Garrosh being open means that they take it over the Tyrael here. I was thinking maybe we'd see a Tyrael pick because of how much he does for you on this map and how great he is against the Maiev. But they just go with the meta. They're not going to play around this, they're just going to counter it, which when you are first pick and you have this second rotation, you can try to say, aha, well, you got Maiev, but we got Stukov, so it's less powerful. You can try to take that approach, but I feel more and more as this meta settles a little bit more, because we still only have two bans, and it gets a little bit crazy sometimes. As this meta settles a little bit more, I think that kind of mentality is hurting teams more than it's helping them. I was like, I have the counter. Well, actually thinking outside the box, finding a different way to approach instead of just picking the Stukov that everyone picks against the Maiev every time. There are better ways, I think, to approach the draft. And I'm not trying to say the Stukov pick is wrong, but it's Tempest already expected this. This is not a surprise. This is not Tempest going, oh, they got Stukov, though. I guess our Maiev pick isn't as strong. They knew about this.
Yeah, like if you were back in like 2015, 2016, where Illidan was picked all the time as first pick, because there were very few solutions, very few solutions back then. But against the Maiev, we have already seen lots of different types of solutions, like Tyrael, Falstad. There are lots of disengaging tools because we have a lot more heroes nowadays.
The Dahaka ban leads me to believe that Tempest is considering running Falstad themselves, even though they already have the Maiev. They can run the Falstad. It's absolutely a possibility. We've seen Tempest ban Dahaka specifically when they run the Falstad to control globals on this map, maps like Sky Temple, and they will ban it. I think this is a very intelligent,
and
very intelligent ban.
And I think that's also been predicted. They've been running few, very few, but stage IBTC has been Signs, one of Signs' key making play by split pushing alone and then joining into the team fight on this big map. I think it's totally possible if they want to really pressure that global. But against an Garrosh, somewhat questionable, but you will basically never be encountering Garrosh too much because you'll be in that split lane.
Yeah. Now let's see what they want to run, because this has been a big popular pick for Tempest. They banned the global, the false start was banned, so it looks like they're a little bit puzzled as to what they should run here as DPS. Genji's removed, and for the first time in a while, Tempest will actually have to run something a little bit less common. It will be the Junkrat, so they're going to go back to the combo here, but this has such a low win rate. I mean, this is the... Well, we got a bat. Well, this is plan B, okay, for Tempest after the false stat ban, and I don't know if it's going to work. The Junkrat obviously is very powerful to rip tire, but the Warden's Cage coming up so that you can burst the targets, get caught inside. But Stukov's already got the ability to silence inside that cage, to prevent Blaze from dropping a bunker, for example. What Tempest lacks, I feel more than anything, is full boss control. They have the concussive mine, they have the bunker, but that's it. BlossoM has the ability to silence. They have Garrosh, who will never die, and they have Hanzo for quick boss clears. BlossoM now needs to grab, obviously, their solo laner to match up against Blaze. I think Sonya is the best option here.
Which was also considered a banning from Tempest for quite a time. Li Ming. And the solo lane will be in 2-1.
Sonya. I think the only other option was the Leoric, because he can do a lot for you in terms of shutting down the CC on the boss. Like, he can just press E and stand there, and no one can knock him off of it.
Let's see if Tempest wants to go. I think there are two ways, the Nubarak, and another big one is Tyrael, actually. Having another tool after the bunker or before that, providing some safe zones.
I think Tyrael would be really amazing for boss control, and I think that's what Tempest is. They have some boss control, like I said, but I think having the last nail in the coffin on that, making the Tyrael is like, okay, well, we will win the boss fights, we'll force the boss fights, we will invade the boss. That is what our plan is going to be. Because in terms of wave clear, they already lost it. In terms of camp clear timings, no way. They are always going to be behind a macro unless they can get picks in the early game, which is tough on a big map like this. I think having boss control and having further with the Tyrael control of delaying on the tributes, that's I think what they do sorely need. I don't think they'll lock it in here. In fact, it's going to be Johanna. But I think that would have been a fantastic vital pick with the Tyrael. Sign, somewhat of a, I would say, lackluster Tyrael in his competitive history, but Johanna is going to be great for delaying tributes, but will not give that same amount of boss control. Yep. Blind, only effective against Hanzo as well, and I guess to a lesser extent Sonya.
I actually do not like the Johanna pick that much. I was leaning towards that Tyrael also. Providing that shield along with that Valkyrian healing, you get mats and you also enlarge your, you can actually make your waves so much more powerful, and you have the Junkrat to poke to buy in the meantime, so you actually get a lot more time to poke out. That's how you basically push and siege in on this map. But they will go with the Johanna. Maybe they're considering of trapping down few members in that Blessed Shield, providing some more CC to lock them in. Yeah, I mean, in the boss pit, you're going to get a lot of those stuns off, you know, with the Johanna pick, but you don't displace anyone, and you don't provide that extra shielding like you were talking about. The blind can be helpful, but not fantastic against Li Ming. Li Ming's just going to laugh at it, so. Johanna's super tanky, and take all the damage from Sonya Hanzo, and will still go out alive. Can self-cleanse with the Iron Skin. So I do see reasonings behind that Johanna also at the same time, and there's that big silence from Stukov.
When I look at Tempest Trap, the only strengths I see are big combos at level 10 with the Warden's Cage. I don't see any other strength to the draft. It's very one-dimensional, just like most Maiev drafts end up in Korea, like we were talking about yesterday. And, you know, what will they be able to accomplish in terms of ganks? They won't be able to do that. Garrosh is blocking even rotations right now. Just roaming around here mounted to prevent any rotation down. And help clear this. have vision control. And the map is too big to roam quickly with the Maiev pick. So I think it's the Maiev tier list syndrome, you know, of, well, Maev's open, we gotta grab that, and then, uh-oh, wait, what is our draft going to mean now?
I think it's a lot more about her coming from the blind spot and trapping down everyone, because once you're in for the tribute, you may be blinded off by the dark side onto the right or behind you.
Yeah. Look at the camp difference. They have to send Maiev and Malfurion, and they still haven't finished the night camp. Sony's gonna finish it before they do, and Hanzo is soloing the Siege Giant camp. So look at this. Double capture comes in faster here for BlossoM. Hyde's waiting here to actually grab the camp, so they're trying to hide vision right now, but BlossoM, while still maintaining presence in all lanes, gets the faster camp clear. Using less resources. Hyde basically doesn't exist right now. I'm going to wait and time this for the first tribute. But they're able to do so much more with this. And that's what's really cool about this. There's a lot of mind games going on right now with the camp timings. They're trying to say, oh, okay, well, you taking yours or we taking ours? You know, do you want to invade or do you want to take it first? Because if you take it first, then your opponent clears it faster than you have it for the tribute. Oh,
and you also...
That shouldn't have happened.
Man. That should have not happened. And also, because of that rotation now, I was initially thinking Tempest will just take the camp and then try to have everyone into the mid lane and then push in. But Johanna actually making...
That was like scary as hell, man. I thought he was making it die.
No way. Of course, that has been Of course, the agility has been nerfed by 5 more seconds off the cooldown, but still, because nowadays, a lot of teams still forget that when you take the camp, you can't just take it and go push the other lane. That's also possible, but to have the maximum push, you go with the camp, try to push with the camp to maximize your push like that with the siege. If there's a Genji on the other side, of course he would have went home already.
Yeah. Well, the tribute's up in 2 seconds. Camp timing here works out better for Tempest. They nearly got a second pick, so Hanzo had to go home. This is a free tribute. Oh, Nasong barely got there in time. I don't know if they can contest this, actually. Sonya's top. They're going to try to delay, but this can cost them big. They really, really want to make sure that Sonya can do a lot here in this top lane. That's the idea behind this delay.
If they want to delay, Li Ming should be here already. Pretty late to join.
Yeah, Groundbreaker. Okay, voids the orb. So Li Ming is here. You know, this is actually working out pretty well. Blaze had to go top. BlossoM ends up getting a pretty good trade here on blue side tribute.
Stuk of Sustain is actually pretty good. So they can sustain for a long time compared to Hyde's Malfurion at the same time. Lockdown doing some poke, not really 100% landing on from those Qs.
Yeah. Dami splits off as well. Looks like Tempest is willing to give this tribute up. They don't want to get out soaked right now, and as BlossoM commits more resources, they're going to be doing the same thing here. Delay City. Okay, big commitment in with the Johanna. See if that Condemn gets value. Gone there trying to avoid this tether, but he does get caught, and Silence comes down to try to help Peel, but he's so low, even with the armor, he's not getting out. Tempest wins the trade. Dami should be able to get out, no problem. Modern Life, don't think we can say the same. End up getting a trade there with the damage coming through from Nasong for the final blow.
Might have got a little bit too excited. Was going to get a kill regardless onto Li Ming, I think.
Oh my god, Nasong is still trying to delay this. Sonic Arrow.
Scatter one by one.
And I think this should finally be the tribute. Oh,
actually gets the scatter.
Yep, barely.
And by now, the Silence Lurking Arm should be back on cooldown.
Okay, let's see if he gets a Lurking Arm. Scatter first.
This
Gondor's
is so
back.
annoying. This is actually so annoying. Of course, there's a Junkrat, which is the one to actually interrupt the channeling all the time. But this is still the first tribute, guys. 5 minutes in.
Yeah. So this is going to be a weird game. We're not going to have that boss timing after 2 tributes like we normally have on this map because this is going to be so weird. Like, we're going to have 10 before Curse Point, so...
Just like in SpongeBob, and it will be 5 years later.
Yeah.
Still the first tribute! 2,000 minutes in!
Well, I don't know if this is going to end anytime soon, because Dudu's got Scatter Arrow again.
Man, Dami's back. He has to be making some plays. This is the best time to finish that simple geometry.
Yep. They do successfully do that. Is this like a brawl? Like, is this a...
A new brawl on,
Yeah.
on Cursed?
Yeah, they just make
That's
this...
the 1v1 brawl and the 4v4 at the bottom?
Yeah, just make a 4v4 brawl where, like, it's only 8 players in the brawl, and you only have this section of the map right here. And the first team to capture tribute just wins the brawl. It's a very short one if you can't delay, but make it with these exact heroes. See,
But
like,
you have to play 5 times to get the chest instead. Well, if a single
this is
tribute
actually
goes
so
around,
funny.
do they both give up at the same time? They
Yeah.
hit 10 about at the same time.
This is actually so funny. It's gonna proc
They
the
hit
trap.
10, level 10 at the first tribute.
Yep. Okay, well, Gondar
but
here
we pulled.
committed in. Dami is the target. Does use his vault already. Silence there to pair.
Modern almost got the kill. Wood.
Gondar's healing himself up. Tranquility gets popped here early. Riptire already out and cleared. Gondar just trying to do so much peel here as the tribute fight continues. Sonya's winning the top lane matchup at the same time because she can just pop her heroic. Bunker's pop, but it's not an even trade. Sonya gets way more post 10 here now, and Blaze is just going to have to leave. So if BlossoM buys more time here, it's a bigger win. They're going to get a fort right now.
Even if,
and
even if BlossoM loses this tribute, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah,
because
they got a
got
fort.
so much on top.
Yeah, they're going to get a fort. Blaze is coming down, so this will eventually be a tribute for BlossoM. But
What a crazy game we're watching right now. 7 minutes in, still first tribute, level 11. Tempest, they didn't really lose any member. Blaze, I think, was coming down finally to end this first tribute.
that's not so fast. Good's trying.
Got the fort down. Sonya's still pushing.
Yeah. I think Sonya's just going to go start pushing mid now.
Or she can just go to camp instead.
They finally get it. Finally get it. If everyone on BlossoM survives, this is worth it.
Oh, major stun. Nason's caught in that cage, but actually help with the Gondar again. He was sacrificed instead. Actually does not die.
The lurking arm in the
He's
heal.
safe.
He is alive. He stays alive, and he's going to mount. Dami wants the kill, has to dash away. Huge win here for BlossoM. Oh my god.
And Wiz comes and says, "What's up, guys?"
And I still see comments on Reddit every day. I still get tweets every day. I don't know why Korea plays Garage. I'm like, well, you know, I'm looking at it.
Oh, great mine, and Maiev comes from the side. Dami getting that big
Huge
mine together with
Riptire.
Riptire. 3 kills instantly.
It's gonna be for.
Oh man, and Wiz says, "What are you guys doing? I pinged. I'm not here."
This is the free boss. Going into the second tribute. They don't have a massive boss clear timing, so yeah, I was gonna say someone needs to go contest the tribute. I think Good should actually just make sure Sonya can't channel this. And now BlossoM can't really counter with their own boss. This could be a great opportunity for Tempest to just take this game by the reins. Here we go. Boss is taken. Sonya doesn't even go to the tribute. So it's gonna be curse point plus boss.
That's the thing. That's the power of Maiev on this map. They just do not. You can just miss that rotation, and you are basically doomed. BlossoM, they got everything. They actually got super greedy right there.
Yeah, I want to say this is BlossoM's mistake more than it's Tempest's success.
Yes.
Lockdown's caught. He's locked down, filling,
Leaving reset.
living up to his name there. Unfortunately for him, as you say, the reset comes through a second one, and they will control this boss. But someone needs to be clearing the bottom boss. I think sending Hanzo down there might actually be the way. Just ignoring it. They know that they got the top fort, right? So this boss is going to go directly to keep. Tempest gets the fort with the boss, so they finally catch that up. So I guess BlossoM isn't too concerned. Because now both bosses are essentially even. They're both going to the keep wall, but the boss of Tempest is very injured.
If
and
BlossoM got 1 or 2 tribute to actually time it with the boss, it was going to be a keep. So that was some scary thought, imagination that I had for a second. But still, losing a fort, not too bad. Sonya's already there to catch that up with the XP. They're both 13. They didn't really lose too much because Tempest actually overextended right there.
yeah. Well, I love when we see Junkrat's put the trap onto the boss's feet. Boss is like, I think I stepped on a Lego down there.
Ouch!
Ow!
That hurts.
Well, this is going to be the first tribute for BlossoM. They're going to take this camp. Look at Gondar's positioning, preventing any rotation over. Look at Johanna as well, just trying to scout this out. Not going to toss a Blessed Shield over or anything, just coming over to see if anything could be collapsed upon.
Junkrat is still kind of far away, so they couldn't really engage in, even though Sign had the perfect position to do so.
This is a very even game. Well, this is the first time where BlossoM is going to have to commit Sonya to the tribute fight because they cannot allow Curse to go through or the game will be taken from them, the control will be taken from them. So Sonya needs to stay with the team. They need to stay as 5 for the next tribute, which is going to be top, by the way. Trying to use their superior range damage to push down this fort. It's not going to happen. They got to back away. There's no objectives on the map. None. The only thing they need to do is clear waves and group up for the tribute fight. And obviously they could clear the top siege giant push, but that's not a big concern right now. Both teams are trying to posture for position. BlossoM cannot afford to get wiped right now or lose anybody, so they need to be playing the more defensive style and group up. Tributes announced. They need this fight won. They're taking the safer rotation up. Tempest has control right now. They're going to grab this wall. But we're going into this fight dead even. Bigger stakes, though, for BlossoM. They cannot lose this one. Tempest can play more passively. They can afford to let this one go.
Fourth one at Tempest, but it will be Curse Point. There's a CC connecting. Stuka will be saved saved by that Gondar once again. Into the fray, just saving his teammate all the time, just like yesterday.
Channel coming through, blocks. Scatter Arrow does not connect, but Hyde has to leave. Good's eating a lot of damage. Wiz commits in, drops his heroic as well. No one split up. This is a straight 5v5 fight. Modern Life trying to flank here. Dami's on top of him.
He's up to the side, and he does spot Dami, just in case that kind of the Junkrat Riptire happens again. Triple kill last time.
They're getting out sustained by the Stukov healing, and it looks like they will grab this tribute. We're dead even now. Look at Dami. He actually could get collapsed upon here. Needs to be careful.
It's before 16, even before Hanzo gets that massive buff with the piercing arrows.
Yeah.
Man, because they're in the choke point. It could be deadly after 16, and they're still getting pushed even before that. Bad signs for Tempest. They have to really engage in with Dami. But if he's found out just like that every single time, they can't do the same thing that they did in the bottom lane.
Well, they're headed over here to just clear waves. This is just a roaming 5-man to grab experience right now. It's a race to 16. Again, no objectives on the map. First one that just came up with the red side camps, but there's no time to grab those before the tribute. Well, I say that, it's Hanzo, and it is a red side tribute, so he is going to be able to steal the siege giant
And they will
camp.
be 16 by that time.
Yeah. Somewhat non-consequential, this camp here, but they can do it quickly, so makes sense. There's the 16 you were talking about. Big power spike for Hanzo. Will be for Junkrat too once that finishes. This fight actually may determine the game. It's going to be a keep for the winner. And could be more. Gondar in great position here, spotted. Tempest struggles to approach. They're being outranged and outpoked by Hanzo right now.
Dami coming from mid is spotted because was clearing up the minion on top. Wiz off to the side. Just marking on that Dami spot all the time.
Yeah, BlossoM's basically just trying to force a bad fight for Tempest because they have control of this and they're channeling first. Gondar trying to block, but there's no way to block everything. Out at this stage, not without getting a big fight.
Junkrat is so good on this map, getting those massive cooldowns from 16.
Dami's so low. Malfury needs to get in there. Hyde's running over to give him that big Q. Very tense moment. Neither team wants to budge on this one right now. This is such a close game. Probably our closest of the playoffs so far. Channel again, but denied. They're waiting for Junkrat to be out of ammo, and then they can channel it. Nasang right on it. Oh, the concussive mine, but he gets over the wall. That's on cooldown now. He's not going to have that again. Stuns all the CC going in onto Gondar, but that's exactly what they want. They want to have that onto the Garrosh. Give him that armor.
Dami comes in. There's a find onto Wiz. Massive damage done. There's a Riptire coming into, but actually it's taken
down.
up.
That's huge. That's so huge they shut that down. The bunker's going to buy some time here. Hyde pops back out with that Tranquility. It's about to expire. This looks like a one fight for Tempest. BlossoM's so low, they need more healing to come out from Nasang. They need more time. There's that healing coming through. Dami's so low. He gets taken out. That's resets for Li Ming. They steal the tribute in that window of time, though. But if they're all wiped, this curse will be for nothing. It will be wasted.
Mana chasing onto Hyde. The backline right there. Good is going down so low. Blaze sacrificing himself onto the other side. But that's it. No boss control because Tempest, even though they got the curse, it's going to be half of a waste because they lost 2 members. They can't really push in as far. BlossoM, they still have another chance right after.
What this curse will actually do is give BlossoM the experience lead back. It's going to give them free, safe experience to soak. They are going to get the boss 3-man right now. BlossoM not realizing that was happening, so that's going to be free. It's going to be a boss trade, it looks like, but this is just basically saying, okay, take this free soak. We've got a bunch of minions on your side of the map. every single 1 health minion that dies during the curse when you're not soaking is lost experience. So Tempest just lost 3 waves of experience, make it 6 in just a moment. 6 waves of experience, 42 minions dead and wasted. BlossoM scoops them all up for free, takes a level advantage during their opponent's curse, will trade the boss. So BlossoM has total control of this map now. All that waste experience feels so bad for Tempest. And both bosses go to keep. So how does Tempest respond? Do they actually push with this? That's what it looks like they want to do. This is a big gamble for them. They want to try to force a fight now. Huge, huge gamble, because they're going to lose a keep for this. They need to gain a keep and maybe more.
They need to make a crazy play right now, because if the curse goes to BlossoM right after, they may just lose the game. They want to try to make something happen right here. They're all in. They can actually have eyes on Maiev all the time.
Okay, look at Wiz's positioning. Got to be careful about this boss stun, but he's really doing a lot here to push Tempest back. The boss is destroyed.
They have Sonya, Leeming, and Hansa. Boss doesn't really do anything.
Oh, arrow totally misses here. Good disengage by Tempest. But the boss on the top is doing way more.
Yes.
Still very healthy. And it's going to get most of this keep's health down, if not all of it. I think with the second mini wave coming through here, I think it's just barely not going to get the keep because they're rotating up.
Let's just keep on watching this.
Yeah. Exciting. Hype! Boss versus keep hype! Oh, is he going to get it? I don't think he's going to get it.
Oh, Mount doing basic attacks, doing so much more damage!
Okay, goes down to about 1/8 health, something like that.
Only if they had Raynor. They can power up the minions.
Yeah. They saved it more. They still defend it, but the big issue is as soon as that curse is up, that's a dead keep, and possibly more. They're very lucky that they don't have any lost forts besides the top one. Riptire is super early in this fight. Trying to use it as CC here. Cleanse gonna totally shut that down. Good misses the charge. And they've used Heroic now. They've used a lot of their cooldowns. So BlossoM has a massive advantage. Just rotate over and take this tribute. They have the lead in terms of the scaling advantage right now. Siege Giants in the bot lane. They're ahead in every way, BlossoM is. And they actually have to send some members back to deal with this minion wave push to make sure they don't lose a keep. They're going to lose this bot fort, and this is a free curse.
How is Tempest going to defend against this curse?
Well, they have one fort in mid to buffer.
BlossoM, before 20, they can really go directly to the keep. It will be very risky. So they do have to take a lot of time to destroy the fort. But once fort is destroyed, they will be 20.
Yeah, that's 20. BlossoM is looking to end the game right now. That last lost team fight for Tempest when they had Curse, that's how BlossoM got back into this game. They have full map control. Because of the Siege Giant push and bot, and because the minions have no health, it just continues to stack up. So someone has to deal with the signs rotating down, but that means they have full access to the mid keep. The top keep is free. Once they kill us, they can just poke it, and it's going to fall over. Held up by cardboard right now. BlossoM looking to trade up right now with the 20.
BlossoM having so much range damage, they don't even have to get close. Mine right there.
Modern Life
has to be careful a little bit.
Yeah. Modern Life took Talrosh, so he's doing so much damage now post 20. Here comes a Tranquility, a big taunt though to counter. Riptire is used. Nasong is insanely low. He gets taken out here. Modern Life barely gets out. Gondar, I don't think he'll be able to say the same. Wiz does spear away. And you know what? In this, they get, with this curse, only the bot keep. It will go down here now. Mid and top survive with less than 20% health. A miracle defense here from Tempest. They had the right fight. They had the execution. They pulled the trigger there. They're going to grab Wiz now. And suddenly, this could be a huge turnaround. Wiz does survive. They get the trade back.
Junkrat dies. Modern going playing with fire. Gets 2 kills. Gets another reset. I don't think he should be going any further.
His wave of forces swim is so good, but the root catches him here.
Oh man, it's Sign!
He's going to trade up. He has Indestructible. They have 20 now. They're going to maybe be able to get Dudu. He jumps over the wall. Wiz does bleed through that damage.
This is a quick match, man. What's happening right here? Everyone just joining into the fight and dying.
Total choke. I know Dreadnought's watching this VOD right now thinking Korea's not winning mid-season brawl. But I know Dreadnought's going to watch this VOD and be like, oh man, I thought Korea was going to win, but no way.
Well, certainly one of these teams are not going to that mid-season brawl.
Look, I think this is a lot of nerves. I think there's a lot of tension in this series. This is the first series for BlossoM where they could actually go to a major international event. I don't want to call this a choke, but neither team was playing perfectly.
This is only game 2, and they're so fired up.
Yeah. Well, this is the real series. The next series is like, Ballistic's is like, well,
yes, that's enough.
It's like, well, I have to come and play that series.
Well, the boss will basically guarantee the keep, so they have to go for it. Tempest knowing that, coming in for the defense. Li Ming just spawned. Quite far away,
Look at how quickly
actually.
Hanzo kills his boss.
But they don't have a Johanna. They do have Blaze.
Riptire
already. Can they actually go in? Dami, are you going to dive in?
Okay, look at the control here. Gondar zoning everybody out. Look at this taunt coming through. Modern Life does not get a kill, does not get a reset. Another great wave of force, though, coming through. Bunker is up. Modern Life gets one more reset. More skill shots coming through. Look at that orb connecting. Dami is insanely low.
Resets after reset for Modern. He's picking kills up, and this boss is going straight to the keep.
This is game. We're going to watch Tempest fall apart and die here. We're going to a tied series as Modern Life just cleans up the kills. Practically a penta all on him. Modern Life playing amazing Li Ming tonight. The wave of forces have been so accurate. Who would have thought Li Ming would be the major CC factor in this game that would actually cause them to win this series, win this match and tie the series. Modern Life's Li Ming coming up as the MVP. And we're going to a 1-1 scoreline.
We have a series, Wolf.
What a game that was.
And we have been praising Modern for flexing into so many different heroes. He played 30 heroes in this phase. 30 heroes! And Li Ming's not one of his best. That's a scary thing. He didn't really play Li Ming that much compared to like a Falstad or anything else.
Yeah, he's played only 3 games. This is his 4th. So it's quite a rare pick for him. It's mostly a Battlefield of Eternity exclusive pick. Wow. It's going to be tense now between these two squads. Let's take a look at the hero damage, actually, for Lockdown and Dudu. Dudu not doing as much, but the ability to clear boss quickly, scatter arrow delays, that's insane. And Li Ming is actually the coolest case of all DPSs in this game. Way less damage than Hanzo, massively less damage than Lockdown here, but the important factor for Li Ming was the reset capability and also the Wave of Force. The Wave of Force that disrupted so many of the setups here for Tempest, locking Dami, who had, I think, a really weak performance on the Maiev, to be honest, knocking Dami into bad spots, preventing him from setting up those combos. It was the Wave of Force that made that happen, getting the resets allowing him to have multiple Wave of Forces. That was a great game by Modern Life. I think a weak game by Dami.
And game 1, BlossoM suffered very hard against Tempest. Their mid pick did not really work out, but Modern, with that flexibility, just picking that Li Ming, then getting the critical mass resets after resets, just the massive play. Dami, he was actually diving in a way little too, he has to be the one making the play to engage in. I understand that part, but even after, when he should be just escaping, he was getting greedy, just diving in once again, which costed them a lot. Of course, a kill would basically mean Modern to flash in and get more kills.
Yeah, well, that was not Korea's highest level game, but I think it was very exciting. The delay tactics, the way that they were using their drafts. I think that game highlights how tense this series is, though. Very back and forth, very much mistakes on both sides, and some scrappy play there. But in the end, BlossoM is able to come up big when it matters most with those Wave of Forces from Modern Life, controlling those tribute fights, and getting that kill, getting those kills on Tempest before the curse. So they get curse, they steal the tribute, but because they don't want to have curse against them and get wiped, so it was still correct to take that tribute. But they're never able to threaten any more curse points. Their curse was wasted. They lost experience. 6 waves of minions lost there because they could not contest. They just kind of went and grabbed camps. That's all they could do. So game number 3 is going to be up next. Remember, Sky Temple and Tomb are banned. And we are going to take a short break. I'm not entirely sure when, but that is going to be coming up.
Right now.
No.
No.
Jacob just made that up. Like,
just because I want to actually eat this later on.
Yeah, well, you're gonna get that to eat that during the break.
I'm gonna get some BlossoM power during the break. Maybe they will power up once again and bring it back here.
That's right. We got the notification that it's time for a break, so we are gonna go to when we come back. Game number 3.